After 3 episodes, our pump monitoring bot is nearly complete. Now our bot can monitor specific wallet addresses, the targets of interactions on certain DEXs, and the amounts of buys and sells, and it can also parse this data. If you haven't watched our previous videos, you can click follow now. If you find this video interesting, feel free to check out our previous videos on our homepage. You should be able to find them quickly. In today's video, we'll complete the final 2 modules, which will essentially finalize our monitoring bot. The first module is to send the monitored information to a specified email address, and the second module will allow us to monitor interactions on other DXs in addition to monitoring the PUMP address. At the end of the video, I'll show all my code again. If you want it, just pause the video and take a screenshot. I'm not putting the files online for download because I'm worried some people might get the wrong idea. They might think the files could have viruses or something. So, for safety, make sure you fully understand the code before using the script. I'm not responsible for the security of the script. Alright, this is the code from our last video. Let's do a quick review. This is the address of our program for monitoring pumpfun. And here's the wallet address we'll be keeping an eye on. Just to be clear, I randomly found this address online. It's not really from some big player, so don't get the wrong idea. Now, let's run the script and see. Alright, so here, it's able to detect that this guy did, in fact, interact with pumpfun in the latest transaction. It also shows you clearly whether the action was a buy or sell, the amount, the token address, and the token name. We can double check this on a blockchain explorer. The latest hash for this address shows a sell. Let's compare the data. It shows 0.16 SOL used here, and if you add the fee, it's roughly around 0.7 SOL. Next, we see that 11,241,618 tokens were used here, and this number matches what we see on the blockchain explorer. So, all these numbers check out. Now, here's the question. What if I don't want to just monitor this guy's pumpfun, but also want to keep an eye on multiple DEX addresses? So how do we do that? For example, let's say I want to add Radium to the mix. I'm adding Radium here, but this isn't the correct address. We'll look it up later. This should be the one. I looked it up. Alright, let's take another look. The pumpfun program address is used here on line 57. What's this? It's actually checking the latest hash for that address we mentioned earlier. There's something called instruction that involves all the accounts. If any of these accounts include the DEX address we specified, it confirms that this interaction is a buy or sell order on the DEX. So basically, we add a condition here. If the account includes Radium's program address, then with this simple change, our script will check both pumpfun and Radium. If we want to add more DEXs, we can just follow the same rule and add them in. But this approach gets really clunky. If we have a dozen DEXs, it looks super messy, and I'd have to keep modifying the code. I'm going to pause this script for now, so let's make some changes here. On the left is what I showed earlier in the video, and on the right is the updated version I wrote. As you can see, now we only need to add new DEX addresses here. Since we added a for loop, there's no need to modify the code each time. We can just add different DEXs as needed. For example, you can add something like Jupiter as well, but I don't need it for now, so I'm going to comment it out for the time being. Alright, let's try the script and check for any errors. Okay, everything looks good. Next, we'll work on another module, which involves sending signals via email. Due to time constraints, I'll go ahead and show you the updated code directly. On the left is the old version, and on the right is the one I just spent some time writing. Here in the first line, I added an env tool. Its purpose is simply to hide some sensitive information, like my email password, since I'm recording this video. I just don't want it to be visible to you. You know, all you need is my email address and my email password. We're using this tool called NodeMailer. Next up is our function for sending emails. After that, we'll execute the sending function before logging the buy or sell information, and then send that logged information to our email. We can see that this function takes two parameters. The first one is the subject, and the second is the content. Of course, we can make the subject more attention-grabbing, like big player buying, or big player sold out, and so on. Let's go back to line 33, where we see the create transport method from NodeMailer, which is used to create a transport object. Here, you can choose different types like Outlook, Gmail, or others. Then, just enter your account credentials below. So, the from field is the sender, and the to field is who you want to send it to. Since this is just a test, I'm having it send the email to myself. Let's run it. And if it says that NodeMailer needs to be installed, we'll just install it using npm iNodeMailer. Then we run it. The information comes out, but we see that the email can't be sent, saying that the account password is incorrect. Got it. I see what the issue is. Entered the Gmail account password, but it turns out we can't just use that password directly. We need to generate an app-specific password instead. After generating the app-specific password and running it, we can see that the email was sent successfully. Let's take a look at what was sent. Great, all the information is displayed correctly. So, to apply for the app-specific password, you can go to the input section here, follow the prompts to create it, and the system will generate a 16-character password. We can use that password to successfully send emails. If you want to learn about developing on the Solana chain and their EVM chain, make sure to follow our channel for more related content. If you'd like to join our community, you can visit our website, where you'll find a link to join our Discord server. See you there.